Lewis, thanks for joining us.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Wow. Interesting times.
Very, very. And that's why we love that you're running for the governor of California, because I left California because the government is a mess, and you are dedicated to cleaning that up, and I'm fully supporting you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Well, we certainly have a lot of work to do.
Oh yeah,
Um, the beautiful thing is this is more of a we the people movement than a Lewis Herms movement. And I think that's what makes it really, really exciting is we're galvanizing across the world, really. I was just in Ireland. My wife and I, we flew back yesterday, and I was blessed to do a speech there in front of 200 plus people, and they went crazy. Got a standing ovation. It was wonderful. I have people that are kind of going to come over for Ireland and canvas for us on their dime,
oh wow, that's
and
great.
because they want to show people here's what it could be. Here's why we would select this guy for you guys in California. But the big message that I'm giving people is we have to understand the way California goes, the rest of the world's going to follow because California is absolutely the diamond of the deep state.
Yeah, good point.
So
And what do you think about Newsom running for president? Because he's done for governor.
oh my God, it's comedy, Mike. It's just comedy.
It is, isn't it?
It
But
is.
it's a reveal. It's more reveal, like I was just
It
talking
really
about.
is. It
Yeah.
really is because we've done some polling in our area pre uh what do you call it? A pre recall election on Newscomb. And it's funny is we had 26 out of 26 people said we are recalling the guy. Yet the day of election on CNN, they put out that he won 66.6% of the vote. It's just coincidence, I'm sure.
That's interesting.
Um, 26 out of 26. When I turned in my paperwork, four people that were clearly liberal to me, and I'm generalizing, but they sure acted and looked like liberal. They said, "Well, we are so happy to be getting rid of this guy," and they're referring to Newsom. So I ask people, Republican and Democrat, that still think that the elections are real. Would anybody in their right mind reelect a Nancy Pelosi or an Adam Schiff or a Maxine Waters? They just wouldn't do it. You can't find it. Nobody's going to reelect Maxine Waters. She's just whacked. She's loopy.
Totally.
And the fact that it happens, people need to understand this is a selection process, not an election process.
And I remember the guy. It was a former Navy guy that ran against her in his district, and he was very popular. I even talked about him. I donated to him. I did as much. Didn't have him on the show, but I wish I could have. But she still won, even though like we know, like you said, the polling is completely against them.
Yeah. So it's all lies. The good news is the Trump administration has found some federal statutes to get involved in this election. I think it's probably because it's also a federal election for the House of Representatives during this election cycle. So it looks like we're going to have paper ballots, which would be amazing. Single day voting. I don't know. I know you're against that. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but
Mhm.
I'd be happy right now with single day counting paper
Yeah,
ballots.
sure,
And
absolutely.
I'm finally getting some traction on the ideas. I believe every ballot should have a serial number on it. Why do we want a serial number? Because that would detect whether it's a duplicate ballot or not. Pretty simple. Now, imagine they're really pushing for watermarks. Great, put watermarks on there. But if the bad guys figure out how to do a watermark, how's that going to help them? They're just going to put watermarks on the fake ballots too.
Yeah,
But if you put a serial number on there, that is foolproof. You have a section of serial numbers. That's it. So if there's a duplicate serial number or one out of sequence, you're done. It's a fake ballot. You pull it out. It's a very simple process. Starting to get some traction. I got a lot of pushback on this at first, and I keep pushing it now. A lot of the gurus in the election integrity realm are starting to say, yeah, you know what, maybe we should consider that, because the only machine you would need is something just to read the serial number and see if it was duplicated. It's not going to put the election in, it's not going to put the vote in, it's not going to do anything like that. It's just like reading a dollar bill to see if the dollar bill is counterfeit. That's it.
Yeah.
Simple, very, very simple things. And, you know, I've said forever, if it's simple, it's God's work. If it's messy, it's probably something else.
Yeah.
Um,
So the lead up to the election, I'm not sure if I know California completely. I voted there before in the past, but the lead up to the election, don't they have like all the different, you know, people that are running for office? They have a runoff, and then
Yes.
the top people basically go forward.
Exactly. So what the deep state created is they created a jungle primary. They created two things: a jungle primary and an opportunity for anybody in the world to donate to a California campaign. Normally,
Wow.
that would help the deep state. But like the Trump administration, I seem to find a way to use their processes against them. So let me explain what that is. A jungle primary means everybody can run from any party. The top two vote getters in the jungle primary will move to the general election.
Right.
Those could be two Democrats, two Republicans, two independents, or a mixture of both. It doesn't matter. Now, that benefited the deep state before because they can control it, right? So they would just focus on the top two. In my opinion, there's no appetite for Democrats whatsoever. I don't even think a Democrat's going to get through to the general. I know that sounds shocking, but I really don't think so. I think you're going to have two conservatives get through to the general. Now, I've done the calculations and I'm going to give some inside information. Now the deep state will have it, so that's fine. They can take it, kiss my ass. I don't care. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to talk like that as a politician? It's because I'm the anti-politician, so I don't give a damn. So
that's going to work in your favor. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're not going to play the game. So if we just get 30% of the vote, that's it. 30% of the vote, we move on to the general, and we're going to crush the general, I think, because we're the only candidate that's truly authentic. There is some good Republicans in there right now. I don't think they have the policies that our campaign has, though. They seem to be decent guys, but the reality is I'm running as independent. And people say, oh my God, independent, it's the worst thing because you're going to split the vote. Okay, I'm sorry. There's 10 Republicans winning. They're going to split the vote. And they're also going to try to split my vote. That's my vote. That's not theirs. They don't own it. It's an independent. I own it. Therefore, they're going to try to split my vote. So that's a no-go. What happens, Mike, and you know this, we've been brainwashed so much to think a couple things. Number one, an independent can never win. Well, you know what? There's a guy named Roger Bannister that ran a 4-minute mile. He was told that it was physically impossible to run a 4-minute mile. He has a higher mountain to climb than I had. He ran the 4-minute mile. Within months, a dozen more people ran the 4-minute mile. Why? Because they figured out that it could be done. They just changed their mental focus. So I don't buy into this independent can't win. In fact, I can prove it. The independent vote is almost the same as a Republican vote in the numbers. And I have the numbers, right? I'm definitely going to capture the independent vote. I'm going to capture a very large percent of the conservative vote. And shockingly, we the people are going to capture a big part of the Democrat vote. And here's why. The Democrats have no appetite for Democrats right now whatsoever. What they do have an appetite is somebody that's finally going to speak common sense. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to say, Democrats, do you like children being raped? No. Would you like lower gas? Yes. Would you like virtually no expenses on electricity? I sure would. Would you like corruption done in politics? Yes. Would you like all budgets from California to be online so you can audit them themselves, regardless of party? Yes. 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 Well, all the Democrats would agree with that. The problem is we're so built into the psyop of division, Republicans versus Democrats, that the Democrats just talk shit about the Republicans, or Republicans talk shit about the Democrats, and nothing gets done. Well, that's a psyop that is built in intentionally to keep us divided, because when we are divided, they do what? They conquer. It's very, very simple. So we have an amazing path to victory. It's going to be an education process, but I really feel, Mike, that there's never been an appetite for this as there is today. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, and Rochelle Larito, Trump was an outsider too. I believe you're right, Lewis. So yes, you're an outsider. I think that gives you a very good chance because people are tired of the government system and those that are in it. So Trump was an outsider. You're an outsider. I think that moves in your favor. So what other people out there do you see could be your competition?
I don't. I think Steve Hilton has all the money. And I think I shouldn't even say I think we the people, because our coalition of volunteers now will blow you away. Blow you away.
Hmm.
Steve Hilton is running on the money. And you know, I'm not I don't appreciate his campaign, but that's me. I'm not going to talk crap about the guy currently, unless he says something stupid about me, then I'll light him up. But as of right now, I'm going to be very diplomatic on that, but I will say I don't think he has a chance if we're in a one-on-one debate, because he and many other guys, they speak in platitudes. They have no solutions. People go to
Hmm.
our website, hermsforcali.com. We put up 17 issues and have 17 solutions. I literally was just in Ireland looking at new health modalities. I was in Phoenix looking at new health modalities. I have a meeting with some energy guys changing the whole energy system in California. We're working directly with a team that's going to help us with pedophilia and child trafficking. I have another energy guru that I can consult with. It's just constant. We're coming up with solutions. We're taking this to heart, that we the people need a place to uh, really put their heart into, and know that we're going to work our butts off for them. And we're very, very excited about it too.
Yeah, very good. So why I'm running, the system is broken. Yeah, so now you have like you talk about, you have the answers to this. So people need to get on and look at that. Now your competition is going to look at that. Maybe they'll get some ideas too. How's that going to work?
I was told, it's so funny. So I decided not to have a campaign manager because I don't really need somebody to tell me how to lie to people. Right? I'm not interested in that. I would rather just be authentic, right? I don't need somebody to say, well, manipulate your words so you can manipulate the public. Because really, that's what a campaign manager does, guys. It's just what it does. That's not what we're about. So this is going to be very exciting. But I've been had a few advisors that I do have call me and say, when you're putting all the solutions out, other people are going to steal it. I go, great. They're time stamped on my site. So as soon as they put out something similar, we're going to go, sure, glad you caught up to us and are going to duplicate what we're doing. We appreciate the attention to that. So that's going to be an easy one for us. I really do want to unify everybody running if we can, especially on the conservative side. So I'll be reaching out to them soon, bringing them on my show. And if they want to come on my show, I'll promise them that I'm not going to expose them. We'll have a conversation about unity so everybody can vet the candidates one at a time.
Oh, brilliant. Now we've discussed how you're talking about doing away with taxation
Mhm.
and all kind of crazy stuff. Uh, Share with us some of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty simple, because if we understand that the budget in California is bloated probably by 80%. When you bring back the spending to about 20% of what it could, the federal money coming in is a completely different deal. But I'm talking about state-run tax money. If you take that budget and you put it online for all the people to see, and then you go after it, and everything that's overspent you get rid of, and anything that's a kickback you get rid of, virtually anything that would be a policymaker that is tied to a lobbyist, you get rid of all of that stuff. Guess what? Suddenly, you can get rid of what I think is an illegal tax, property tax, and you can get rid of another illegal tax is income tax. You may
Wow.
have a small sales tax, worst case scenario, or You can actually do, I know this is weird, but because California is such a big state of
Mm.
products going out, you can have tariffs out on things coming in. It's so simple. Why don't people talk about getting rid of taxes? Why don't they talk about child trafficking? Why don't they talk about the parasites in government? And why don't they talk about election fraud? Because they have no courage, in my opinion,
Yeah.
because they're afraid of the repercussions of that. Well, Michael, you and I have been doing this for a long time now.
Yep.
If we can't work for we the people, why would we even do a show? Right? Why would I even run for a position I don't even want? Do you really think I want to be spent? I do not. I don't want to be governor. I think I need to be, just because nobody else seems to be fighting for the values of we the people.
Yeah, definitely. And I remember Jesse Ventura when he ran for governor, I think Minnesota.
Yep.
He was an outsider, first time ever, and won. It can be done. Now, he talks about how he had a meeting with the CIA in his state house after he won. They were asking him, "How did you win?" It's kind of like it was rigged against him. Now, how are you going to overcome the rigging? And I think he kind of alluded to that a little bit, but it's an uphill battle,
It is
especially
an
in
uphill
California.
battle. Yeah,
The
I'm
tool,
also
like you said, of the deep state, and that's very good. I like that. It is apropos.
I we are working with a company, which is exciting, which has pre and post election proof. I can't get into the details of it. I can say that we're going to be able to track votes like nobody has ever tracked before. And we've already checked with attorneys and a judge so far. And it does give us the evidence that we need if there is a case that goes to court. Because as we know, there was over 100 cases that went to court, and they're all thrown out because of standing. So we specifically said, if we do A, B, and C, would this give us standing? And they said absolutely yes. So that's kind of a backup plan. We are hoping we don't have to go to that, but we have that trump card with us.
Yeah, fantastic. Now you have, like you said, you got some really good people that are behind you. And at what point will some of those people be revealed?
Well, I think I'm going to reveal Michael Jaco is behind us. I think that's a pretty damn good reveal right there. We're going to do that soon enough. What we're going to focus on for the next few weeks is we have a rally coming up on the 27th, and then we have a We the People tour where it's more like a town hall, and we're walking into 17 cities, and we're literally just saying, how can we help? How can we make your lives better? And we want to know. So this is kind of the pre-tour. So we're going to do 17 cities in 12 days. And with that information, then we're even going to get to work even more and create more solutions. And then we're going to go on a full-on tour in January. I hope we'll have thousands of people at every event. And then we're going to have a lot of the answers. It's going to be very, very exciting. I would say possibly right before November 8th, the debate, or a little after that, you're going to see a whole bunch of endorsements coming out that we're very, very excited about.
That's very good, because I have helped support some people that were in California and in Utah, where I'm at right now. And both of them were like shoo-ins, but the funding was pulled from them and given to somebody else. So I like what you're doing. You're not going to depend on the Republican or Democrat Party to fund you, and I think that may be a very key thing for you. That's very interesting. I like that very much.
Yeah, I can go into detail on that. So what happens is we made the decision right at the beginning that, in my opinion, the GOP is pretty corrupt in California, many places actually. And the game that's played is like this. You have a quid pro quo, which means if you can get money if you do what they want and if you say what they want, right? Another game they play is they do exactly what you said. They set a candidate up where they promise him he's going to be their guy, so they get lackadaisical on their campaign funding. And what happens? Then they yank it and they put it behind their rhino. So you have the
That's what
exact
happened to both of
information.
those guys I'm talking about. Yeah, very
Exactly, and that's
good.
intentional. If people want to think that's on accident, and that's why I say we have to get rid of the two-party psyop, because the reason for the two-party psyop is it's to create a lazy electorate so they can put the Rhino in or they can put their Democrat in, right? Because they know people will just vote D or just vote R. So we're very aware of their game. So we're playing kind of art of war. So I can't give all the details. I can say though, we are in an amazing position. Now, do we need funding? Hell yes, we need funding. We have to have funding. I do believe that we can do it on 10% of what the top fundraiser has, just based on our systems and the massive volunteers that we're getting. To give you an idea, I've just talked to people in Ireland. They're going to be sending out possibly a dozen people just to canvas for us here to say, hey, this is why an Irish person would vote for this guy. You should really think about this and maybe not think about voting from that guy from the UK. Right. And that's going to be very powerful for people to hear a country that's really being blasted when it comes to First Amendment speech over there. So they can tell you how it will be if you don't vote for We the People guys. So that's just one set. Now, the fundraising is very, very, very important. And I hate to say that. In fact, if I can create it, I'm going to find a way to politically create a landscape where a plumber from your hometown can run without putting a bunch of money together. So I have to, like Trump, I have to use their tools against them and then pull back and remove their tools from them. So the idea is go to hermsforcalvi.com, and guys, anybody in the world can donate to us. And we would absolutely not only appreciate it, but it's going to be necessary to beat them. Now, here's the good news. In the first 2 months, we had more physical donors than the top two with the most money. More physical donors than they had in 7 months.
Wow.
That's good news and bad news. The bad news is they were doing like $25 at a time, right? So it only added up to, I don't know, $13,000-15,000, and they have over $2 million, the other two candidates, because they were getting the 32,000 at a time and the 10,000 and 25,000. Now the good news is that means those people are going to go to work. So now what we need to do is we need to find the mega donors, which we're going to be doing some fundraising. And anybody here, if you believe in what we're saying, this is history making. So I would love people to go to hermsforkelly.com and click on donation and donate what you can. This is going to be a difference, a huge difference. Ooh, look at that. Who's that? Who's that sexy guy right there?
Louis Herms.
Yeah, I thought it was Michael Jacob.
You got the look, man. You got the governor look. I'm very proud of you. Very good.
It's all my wife. My wife's my stylist.
Yeah, she's definitely an expert. So you're lucky.
So
but yeah, that's cool. Yuba City, California. It says registration required. So go to hermsforcali.com and register. I'm looking forward to speaking there. I've heard you guys put this together just because it's my birthday.
Yes, that's why we did it. We said, when's Mike's birthday? We found out September 27. We go, you know what? We need to do a rally. So that's
right.
that's what we're doing.
That'll get them to come. Yeah.
Exactly. And
you did it before, and I was like, hey, that's my birthday. I'm going to come now.
I love that you're doing it on your birthday, and I really appreciate that. It's going to be great, Mike, though, because it's free. It's a kickoff rally. It's a kickoff a 17 city tour that we're going to be doing.
Nice.
It looks like we're going to have a massive reveal there. Massive.
Oh, good.
That we may turn into a press conference having to do with money stolen in California. I have a top attorney that's been working on it for years. He's agreed to fly out and do this. I'll be talking to him tomorrow. But if we can pull this off, you guys should be there, because you're going to see a massive reveal on billions of dollars that's being stolen within California, and we will be naming some names.
Wow. If I were to guess, and I am guessing, I have no idea, and you don't have to confirm or not, I would say it would have to do with homeless and the way the money is being, and that could be something else that could be revealed at some point. But that money, 25 billion, something crazy, I forget what the number is. It's up there. But it would cost a fraction of that if they used it correctly. It's a it's a mental issue with the people that are on the street. So you treat them for those mental issues. You get them, working again, part of society again, and you eliminate that problem. But there's a massive money laundering scheme going on with the homeless and so many other things. So.
Yep. Well, actually, that's not it. But I did put that solution that you're talking about is actually on my website already under
Oh, good.
homelessness. So that's awesome. And they're not unhoused; they're homeless. And it's amazing the way we change the language, right? Which just softens everything. I will tell you what I'm talking about is directly affects the children. They're stealing money from our children.
Wow. Hmm. Well, that'll get people very interested because that's something that seems like no one can really, handle that problem because it is such a massive problem here in the United States. Unfortunately, number one child trafficking country in the world. So if you and like you said, California, if you fix it in California, it'll resonate not only to the United States but also the world.
Yeah, yeah. This is going to be interesting. We're getting pretty excited. The more meetings I have, the more things we put together. Um, I can tell you, we have a lot of support from some very powerful people right now.
Good.
Um,
Hmm.
which, if I'm going to be honest, I did not expect it not this soon. So we're actually raising some eyebrows. So that's good.
It's very interesting how you came to this idea of running for governor. What was the impetus? Now I've seen you do. You've been all over the country, so 17 cities in California is going to be like nothing to you. But I've seen
Right.
you run all over the country doing events, and you do it on a shoestring budget.
Mhm.
Unbelievable, and you do great job. I've been to several of these events, and unbelievable. People love it. It's it's going to probably do really well, if not unbelievably well in California. So, what was it that really got you interested in running for governor? What was the impetus?
Well, reason why. So first, it started with I was watching the Republican candidates, and I'm not throwing shade on them,
Hmm.
but my passion is child trafficking and ending child trafficking. And none of them were really addressing the issue, which was really surprising to me. They're just ignoring it. Maybe they don't understand it, maybe they don't believe it. I don't know what it was, but they're not addressing it.
Hmm.
And then I was looking at nobody talking about election fraud. I'm like, how's that work? And they weren't talking about the parasite controllers. They were doing the same game as always. Newsom, 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 right? No, they're not talking about the parasites in general. By the way, a big portion of them are Republicans also. So they were afraid to disrupt the Republican narrative, which is to me is cowardice, in my opinion. So I'm like, well, what do I do? And when I said, what am I going to do? Never was it considering running for governor. In fact, I've had many people ask me to run for governor, and I'm just like, no, I'm not interested. There's too many obstacles, too many problems, family. You know the deal.
Yeah,
And I don't like politics. I think it's just disgusting. In fact, I've already been called the anti-politician because I won't play the games.
I love it.
But I don't like politics. In fact, I want to get the politics out of politics. That's one of my goals,
Brilliant.
right? So I said, what do I do? Couldn't figure it out. I'm like, okay, maybe there's some videos I have to do, documentaries, travel around the state, and then I went to sleep, and then came to me in the middle of the night. I guess it was a dream. It was that voice, and we know that voice, right? Came to me and said, "Well, you're running for governor," and I argued.
I
No, I'm not.
know
No,
that voice. Yeah, I
I'm
argue
like,
with that too.
yeah, no, I'm not.
Oh, do I have to? Really?
Yes,
No.
yes, you are. What? Oh my Lord, why, why? And then I said, all right, Lord, what does that look like? And immediately it was like, you're the disruptor.
Mm.
That was stage one, is you're the disruptor. Stage two is, coming through. I said, okay. And then I said, well, let me investigate this. And I investigated the primary. And like, this is on your birthday. The primary happens to be on my birthday, June 2nd. So that was a sign. My wife wasn't interested in this at all. She was very, very concerned about me. In fact, she said, I'm a hard no. That was her word. I'm a hard no. And then I told her about the primary, and she's like, oh, no, there's a sign. And she says, well, talk to the 4 kids that talked to us and see what they said, because she knew they were going to be hard no. All 4 of them supported us.
Wow.
And she's like, what is going on? That doesn't even make sense. So she goes, okay. So then we started to work on the campaign, made the announcement on my birthday on June 2nd. And it's going to be an interesting run, to say the least, but I will be talking about all the hard issues that people seem to be avoiding. And we can't play any games anymore. And that's what I really want people to learn all across the world is, please don't support a politician that's willing to play the political game, because they're not for you. They just aren't. So, and somebody on my campaign that I really respect, she says, how about you start saying you're going to be guardian of California instead of governor? She goes, because you don't like governing. I said, that's great. So we're running for guardian of California.
I love it. Your wife's a smart woman. I love it.
Yeah, she's a hell of a lot smarter than me. She does. I probably do better on this interview, but she doesn't have her hand in my back right now.
All right. So yeah, we're doing this event. It's coming up. It's only 5 days away now.
That's right.
How's it looking right now?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We don't even know the numbers now because our website was screwing up. So I have no idea what the exact numbers are going to be. I'll be honestly, Mike, if 50 people show up, I'm happy. 500 people show up, I'm happy. We don't expect a huge showing on this because it's kind of out in the boondocks.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't matter. I'm doing it here in honor of my friend, Pastor Dave, who will be speaking there at Glad Tidings Church. He has been fighting human trafficking, child trafficking at a level that I've never seen a pastor do before. He takes no crap from the deep state whatsoever. He's fought Newsom face to face, and he refused to shut down. He was, during COVID, he was one of the only churches that wouldn't listen. So in honor of him and his commitment to doing things right and godly, in my opinion, we're gonna start the rally off of there, and then we're gonna end up going up to Paradise after there. And you know why we're going to Paradise, and Redding and Fort Bragg in California, and
nice.
We're actually going to go to Berkeley, trying to get on the campus of Berkeley if we can. You know, we're taking this to a whole nother level, but this is going to be a fascinating run. And I'm really proud of my team and everybody getting behind this, but it'll be fun. Saturday, everybody should go, guys. It's free. It's free. And I'm telling people, this is going to be a historical event. When you say I was at the first rally ever of the We the People candidate, I think it's going to be something to remember.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Hopefully I get involved some other ways, and I'm sure I will. So we'll see. More shows, more. I have given so much money to candidates that I knew they were going to win, and then they didn't. But I think this has a better shot than all of them, to tell you the truth.
Well, I can promise 2 things. I will give it my maximum effort, like, as you know, I always do.
Yeah.
And number 2, I will promise you, I would spend the money as if I was governor, where I would be scrutinizing every penny, because I think I have to honor the people that are donating to the campaign.
Yes. Nice. And Julie Gould says, you are the turning point in California. So very nice. Very nice.
I'm honored, Julie. Thank you.
All right, Lewis, looking forward to it. We'll be seeing you in 5 days. I'm just so excited about this. I'm looking forward to talking. I think it's a great spot where you're going to, Pastor Dave, that sounds fantastic, what he's doing. You're doing all the right things. So we'll see how this works out. You get big backers, you're probably going to get it. So that's the thing.
I think people are going to be shocked. What's
God
that?
called you. Yeah. So that's enough. And you're starting off with a pastor. Wow. That's fantastic. Good job.
It's going to be exciting. Appreciate Mike. Love to Tracy Joe also.
Absolutely. Lots of love to you, and look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Looking forward to it, buddy. Thank you.
All right.